Hello. Is everything in the shot?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hello. Welcome to another episode of Drunk Doctor Who, Heroes and Villains. Our 52nd episode of Heroes and Villains, and we're talking about Syl.
You're doing this one by yourself, by the way.
Wait, what?
I
Get in here.
don't. We've not been looking forward to the Syl.
All right. I'm
This
Heather, and
podcast.
this is Holden.
That's me. We're back.
Yep.
And where are we drinking?
I am drinking Russian Standard vodka.
I decided to branch out, try something new.
The exact same thing you've been
White
drinking
Claw
the last
lime.
several months. Yeah.
Natural lime.
You don't want to get another one?
I did. This is my third one.
One for the new podcast.
These are short bit podcasts, especially Syl, because
Okay.
I don't have very much to say about him, other than I don't like him at all. He's like a little Jabba the Hutt. He creeps me out, which, I mean, is exactly the point. He's playing his character perfectly.
He is to be disgusting.
The whole point isn't for him to be this slimy, bootlicker, conniving, bureaucratic criminal.
Really good actor, though.
Yeah.
The actor
Oh,
plays
great.
him well.
Fantastic.
And I think I met that actor
But
at a Gen Con a long time ago.
I hate how well he plays that character. With like his whole body language is twitching, the fingers and la 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 la.
So Syl is this,
La 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 la.
if you haven't seen it, well, actually, I've got it right here.
He's like a little moth, cocoon,
Yeah.
larvae,
Right here, if you want to zoom in.
little Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah, he's essentially a. Wait, you won't recognize her yet. Okay.
Oh, I don't. Oh, is that the don't tell me, Paternoster gang?
No.
Oh, dang, I don't know her.
All right. So the actress who plays this character is Ace.
Oh, with the baseball bat?
Yeah. With the baseball bat.
Looking forward to that one.
Alright, so anyway, so Syl is this little kind of small, I don't even know what to call it. I mean, it's kind of like a slug, yeah. But this race has developed that. He shows up originally in Vengeance on Varos,
Mm-hmm.
and then later on in, what was that episode?
He had one of the more substantial entries in a reoccurring villain. Up there with like the Daleks. The Daleks, they didn't need an introduction. It's just they're on camera. The viewer goes, oh my gosh, it's the Daleks. Same with the Cybermen, the Sontarans. They just show up and you know it's them. And then Syl, he kind of enters in for the second time like Lytton does. He's not like, the eyeball guy or the ice warriors where they have to go, hey, you remember these guys? It's like, oh my gosh, it's Lytton. And, oh, it's Syl, I remember it. Because how could you forget about Syl? By the way, his whole alien species, they don't do the same la 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 thing. weird tongue clicking, twitching.
Was it
it's
Mind Warp he was in?
just Syl.
What was it, Mind Warp?
Let's do the mind warp again.
No, I think it might have been Time Lash.
That sounds right.
Yeah, he was in Vengeance on Varos, and then he was later on in another Sixth Doctor story.
Yeah.
And then he shows up in one third-party deal, Syl and the Devil Seeds of Ardor.
And never
Which we'll
again.
get to. Wow, this is actually really recent. So.
Never again.
And most of the third-party stuff does not get a Blu-ray release. This one did.
And hopefully never again. I get to see Syl in 4K. I'm so lucky.
No. Blu-ray is HD, not 4K.
Oh, okay. Is it the same actor?
Yeah.
Oh,
Same
okay. In
actor.
that case,
With a,
he still does the thing. Which,
yeah.
and he's the only one of his species that does that. Like the first episode, you're thinking, oh, he's just an alien. They do weird stuff. Then the second time you see him, you see other species, and they're not all as small as he is. And they also
Well, they're not played by midgets. So
Yeah.
This guy's a dwarf, the actor,
and then
and the others are regular size.
so he's just small for compared
species,
to
yeah.
his species.
Yeah.
And he's also just weird compared to his species.
Both the actor
no
and
one
the
else does,
character.
like,
Yes.
the weird. The actor.
Both the actor is really small compared to his species, and the character is really small compared to his species.
Alright. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Anyway, Sill's a bad guy.
Did we talk about the whole using small people to operate small characters and costumes like the R2D2? And during the 1999 Phantom Menace, they switched to an electronic R2D2 with no person inside of it to operate
I
it.
think we may have,
Yeah.
but I met the guy who did R2D2.
They had that's great.
I met he was in Time Bandits.
Yeah.
He was one of the dwarves in Time Bandits. And I met him, and he signed one of my Quorum Trench Gnomes, R2D2.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah.
I believe he's passed away now. He was a bit older at the time.
Yeah, that's probably why they didn't ask him to come back. They asked, I think, a different person to come back and play the C-3PO. They still had a guy in a suit. But for R2-D2, they went with an animatronic. And it was a nightmare for the set because it kept, like, tipping over every doorstep. And,
Like K9.
Yeah, like K9. And that's why for episode 2, the Clone Wars, they went full animation. It's like every scene he's moving in, he's animated. He flies in that one. They don't have to worry about steps anymore.
Like the Daleks.
Yeah, they're like no more real stuff. But I don't know why they ever went away from the live action person in a set or a prop or a suit. Like The Thing.
Mm-hmm.
You ever watch that live? It's practical effects.
Right, amazing practical effects.
Amazing practical effects. They were rebooting that like franchise, the IP. They made another The Thing modern. In the, like 20 teens.
Yeah, remake.
Yeah, and they were doing it the same way with the practical effects live action, and they went through like half of production and they just scrapped it. They scrapped all of it and they animated over all the practical effects. It's just heartbreaking. It's like, and you see the behind the scenes and the practical effects were so great looking. And they're like, just animate over all of it. We're not.
That's horrible.
It's horrible, heartbreaking. Love practical effects. They're so timeless. Yeah, even when they're not, they're just fun to.
Yeah, you see the practical effects in movies like The Thing, Werewolf in London.
Jurassic Park still looks great with like the.
Correct. It wasn't practical.
It's breathing.
That was animated. It wasn't practical, but another one.
Well, they had practical like robots in the Raptors had practical.
A couple of them, yeah. Most of the ones on the big screen.
When he leans on the Triceratops that's breathing, that was all practical effects.
Yeah.
That looked great.
Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh yeah, what did they use there?
Practical effects.
The explosions or.
You've seen that, right?
The Raiden
Thunder the guy getting a big face and blowing up and all. Those are all practical effects. Yeah. Yeah.
I forgot what you call that. It's almost like claymation, but in actual size. They make like the photorealistic, prosthetic head.
Yeah. All right.
Great stuff. Still,
So
speaking
what
of
are your favorites?
Practical effects, very lifelike and real, which is why I didn't like Sill's character. Because they must have just had like the squirt bottles to mist him down between because he always looked moist and slimy. But great character. He portrayed the
Greedy,
the bad
evil,
guy. Yeah, this conniving,
duplicitous bad guy really well. Yeah.
He really made you hate the character, which only good actors can do. Correct. And there's a few actors that are so good at playing the bad guy that just makes you like want to not like the actor in general. They're like, this guy's always the bad guy, and I always hate his characters because he's so good at playing characters that you hate, right?
There are a few people who
like Alan Rickman. Like Alan Rickman, you're like, he's the bad guy. He's always the bad guy. He's gotta be.
Not always, but most of the time.
Even in Harry Potter, when he's the good guy, he's the bad guy. He's the bad good guy.
Yeah, Die Hard and stuff for Alan Rickman. Others are what's his name? He was in Fifth Element.
Bruce Willis? He's the good guy.
Bruce Willis was in Fifth Element. I'm talking about...
Who's the bad guy?
The bad guy in Fifth Element.
It wasn't...
He played Harry's godfather in Harry Potter.
Oh, the wolf guy? He turns into
Sirius, yeah. He plays Sirius. So what's that actor's name?
I don't know.
Anyway, he plays a great bad guy. He's the bad guy in Fifth Element. He's a bad guy in a lot of movies.
He plays a great good guy too.
True. He recently won...
the bad guy in the remake of... was the Odyssey in Space? Space Odyssey? Danger, Will Robinson? With...
I don't know.
Joey from Friends.
I don't know.
Matt LeBlanc.
You're talking about Lost in Space.
That one, yeah.
No, I haven't. I may have seen a scene or two of the original, but I haven't seen the movie.
I'm pretty sure. Oh,
Gary Oldman. Thank you, Sunshine.
Plays the bad guy.
Gary Oldman. He's a great bad guy.
Great bad guy. Great good guy too.
Doctor Who tie-in. There's a guy who is
Gary Oldman.
No, not yet. There's a guy who was a bad guy in a metric ton of movies in the 70s and 80s. He was the bad guy in Time Bandits.
Time Bandits.
Remember he played the devil?
No way. That was Gary Oldman?
No, it was not Gary Oldman. That's a different guy. But he plays the devil. He plays the bad guy in Time After Time.
Oh,
he plays the bad guy in Tron.
He has that, he's the bad guy from Tron.
Yes.
What's his name in Tron, the character?
Oh, I'm working on it. Okay. All right. But this guy played the bad guy forever. Mm-hmm. And he shows up in a Doctor Who episode in the modern stuff.
Yeah? He plays the bad guy?
No, he plays a janitor on a Russian submarine.
Really?
But it was so cool to see him again. But that's our Doctor Who tie-in for this. There's a guy who played the bad guys who was actually a good guy in that.
6 Degrees.
I think he was Capaldi, yeah. During the Capaldi era, I think.
Or you know who's a good one? I don't know his name, but the bad guy from Dragonheart. He plays the bad guy in a few different movies. Is that it? David Portnoy? That's the guy that does the pizza reviews.
What?
Oncology? No.
Hey, Sunshine, who is the bad guy in Time Bandits?
I don't know. The name.
She doesn't know. She knows everybody.
Supreme Bean. You know what? I was probably like 6, 7 when I saw Time Bandits for the first time.
Great movie.
Maybe 7 or 8. And I remember thinking, what is a supreme being? Like
being.
Yeah.
God.
I was like, why do they call him a bean?
David Warner.
Warner.
Alright, yeah. He shows up in Doctor Who in the modern stuff, so that's cool.
Right. Or the guy from Dragonheart that played this says I'm immortal. That also had a Bowen. It had a James Bond in it.
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery. He did the voice.
Do the voice
of the dragon
in the first movie, not the second.
Oh, no one cares about those.
Yeah.
Those were terrible. Those are so bad.
Yeah. All right. Any more comments or thoughts about Syl?
No.
Right.
Do you have a favorite? No. I don't have.
Vengeance on Varos is by far my favorite of Syl's.
That's a good one.
It is a really good serial, and I really like it. And we got to see the extended edition.
He did a very great job playing that character.
Yeah.
Hope the character doesn't come back.
We'll see him one more time.
To be fair, I wish a lot of the characters wouldn't come back. Like Sontarans, those are gross to look at.
Oh, we see them again.
Yeah, I know, a lot. Unfortunately. The potato head people all over the place.
Okay, so what we have next is we're going to watch and do Apocrypha for both the Daleks in color and the War Chronicles.
And the War Chronicles.
And we may do
not the War Doctor.
Right, and we may do another movie in there somewhere, and then we're hitting the 7th Doctor, and after the 7th Doctor's not quite a short tenure, then we're going to have lots of third-party stuff.
Lots.
And cleanup and stuff.
Clean up.
Hopefully. All right. We will see you next week, or maybe
the week after, or
something like that.
Next episode. Thanks for joining us once again.
Yep.
We really appreciate you guys hanging out with us. We'll see you next time. What's our outro?